All right, everybody. It's still October 21st, 2021. I'm in Pahrump, Nevada. Yes, you heard me correctly. Pahrump. P-A-H-R-U-M-P, or Papa, Alpha, Hotel, Romeo, Uniform, Mike, Papa. Pahrump is a town west of Las Vegas. You have to go over the Blue Mountains. Let's see if I can get a picture of the Blue Mountains. Pahrump is high desert. It's about 2,500 feet above sea level. You have to travel over the Blue Mountains, which is about a mile over sea level, and it's over there, but you can't see it. Pahrump is surrounded by mountains. There's a set right there as we're headed west towards California. Sorry for coughing. And the other set, if you can see it, is actually sitting over there. It is cold in the winter, probably gets in the 30s. It rains. I've been here when it's been muddy and wet and weird. It also gets hotter than snot and dusty in the summer, sort of like a desert. So one of the things you have to do when you're traveling is obviously go to laundromats. So I'm going to the laundromat now. I don't like laundromats. I mean, they're not bad. I'm glad they exist. It's just one of the things I don't enjoy doing. Right in front of you is this main drag here is called HWY 160. And it comes from Las Vegas over the mountains directly into Pahrump. Now, Pahrump is a fine town. Don't get me wrong. I like it, especially in the spring and the fall. Winter and summer, not so much. It's not Florida in the summer, that's for sure. But it's got everything you need. It's got a McDonald's, it's got a Carl Jr.'s, it has a Sonic, has a Walmart, has a Home Depot, and for example, it has all this stuff. It does have a hospital called Desert Valley Hospital. I've never been there as a patient, but I've driven by. It's one of those small town hospitals. They've got an ER. They have some of the basic stuff. They clearly, if you're really, really sick, will take you from a helicopter and fly you into Las Vegas where the big boys live. Very popular. You can see possibly over there, you can see the trailer park. Comes equipped with everything: water, sewer, Wi-Fi, TV, all that stuff. It appears to be very popular. Every time I come by during a nice season like now, it's got a pretty good audience. There's some more up there. And if you head up this road, not that anybody cares or that you'll be here, is the post office way, way up there. Today's about 75 degrees, no real wind. Like any desert, Pahrump can get incredibly windy. And because it is a desert, it's dry, and boy does it get dusty. Most common plant is tumbleweed. I believe it's called Russian thistle. And of course we have fireworks places, all sorts of cool stuff. There's a Chevrolet dealership over there. There's a Goodwill. It's a pleasant town. It tends to be a little more liberal in the sense that it allows you to do what you want to do. It's by no means leftist. No one here wants to tell you what to do. Now, obviously, people get confused when I say Pahrump is liberal because, of course, they think of the definition now that liberal is people who love to control your lives and tell you what to do and what to think and whether what you're thinking is appropriate or not. Not Pahrump. Pahrump is a true classic liberal town. You leave me alone, I will leave you alone. Do whatever you want. If you want to smoke weed, smoke weed. If you want to own a gun, own a gun. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Now, a leftist town, Las Vegas is a leftist town, not a liberal town, because that's currently not the right word to describe Las Vegas. You got to do what you're told to do. It's run by a Democrat. The governor is a Democrat, so he obviously thinks that he knows what's best for you. Whether you should sit down, stand up, think, speak, wear a mask, not wear a mask, get vaccinated. Typical leftist stuff. Pahrump is a hardcore liberal town. I suspect that if I spoke to people in Pahrump and said they're liberals, they would initially get offended until I explained to them that liberals are people who believe in personal civil rights. It's no longer true for liberals, those we know them nowadays. Those are called leftists. Now, Pahrump has obviously lots of fireworks. We have casinos, and I believe there are 2 houses of ill repute. Is that the right phrase to say that prostitution is legal in Pahrump? Prostitution, at last time I checked, is not legal in Las Vegas, although clearly there's a lot of prostitution there, given the nature of the town. Housing's relatively inexpensive here. Taxes are low. One thing that's unique about Pahrump, which attracted me to this town, is about 5 to 10 years ago, they got rid of city government. Yes, you heard me right. Pahrump does not have city government anymore. These people, being the liberals that they are, said, we don't need another layer of government. We don't need city, county, state. They said, screw this. City government's not providing us any services that we need or want. So they voted them out. They got rid of city government in Pahrump. So the city of Pahrump gets all of its services from the county, Nye County, which is NYE, November Yankee Echo, Nye County. It's like Bill Nye the Science Guy. And it's very pleasant. And that has dropped the expense of living in Pahrump tremendously, because when you get rid of a whole layer of government, when city government disappears, all the taxes and all the people who have nothing to do other than boss you around disappears. Now, I got a building permit here in Pahrump years ago for my solar system, and I kept saying, where's the city government? Where's the city government? People looked at me like, what are you talking about? I actually went to the county, and the guy there at the county had cowboy boots on, sitting back, real comfortable. And I said, I'm looking to get a permit to install a solar array. Got down, handed me the form. I filled it out while I was there. Now, I know this is amazing. I actually filled it out while I was standing next to him. He looked at it, said, it looks good. Made a copy, handed it to the solar installer, and within 2 weeks it was done. That's unheard of every other place I've been. So that's one of the reasons I like Pahrump. No city government, people leave you alone. They're very liberal, as I explained before. It's inexpensive to live here. It's nice in the spring and the fall. And it's overall a pleasant place. And most importantly, it has a laundromat. And gosh, I've been here for a number of days now, so I'm a little dirty and crusty, but that's all right. It looks good. So that's Pahrump in a nutshell. I'm sure it's more complex than I presented it. Things are always more complex than I present them, but I like to break it down in being simple and easy and straightforward. So if you've ever been to Las Vegas and you want to see an interesting little town of 36,000 people, head west over on Highway 160 over the Blue Diamond Mountains, and you will be in Pahrump. Now, California, I think, is about 5 or 10 miles that way. And Desert Valley is over there. I think Area 51 is north of here. Never been. But it's a pleasant little place. I recommend, if you got a day to come over, just do it. There is a winery in Pahrump called, thank God, the Pahrump Winery. They have a little place that serves lunch and dinner. I'm going there tonight with some friends, and it is delish. It is a beautiful restaurant. It's as nice as any restaurant you've ever been to. So it's definitely worth a trip. Come over from Vegas, come into Pahrump, drive around a little bit. It's not a very big town. Sort of get a feel of it. And then there is a road that way as you head towards Vegas called Winery Road. And you turn onto Winery Road heading east. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's east. You go up this hill, it's about a mile or two, and boom, you're at the Pahrump Winery. And lo and behold, pays to have reservations. We've got reservations. Delicious meal, great service, great view. And if you go at the right times, which I think is like 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, they have a winery tour. And at least a year or two ago, it was with free tasting wine. Now, I don't drink. I got no reason to drink. I don't really care. But apparently that's pretty unique for wineries to have free tasting tours. And they're very nice. You can obviously buy their product. Very pleasant. So that's about it. I will talk to you later. Hoping you're having a good time and a good day. Bye. All right, a little noisy in there. It's still October 21st, 2021. I'm still doing my clothes. I've now moved to the dryer, and the sweetest thing happened. I'm standing there. It's been a long time since I've used this laundromat, or any laundromat, and I'm wondering, how the hell do I use this dryer? And the fellow to my left, who I didn't photograph, I didn't think he'd appreciate it, just popped up and said, go ahead and press the start button. I said, but how do I put money in it? And he said, well, I already put money in it. And I'm looking at him going, you've already put money in it? Yeah, he said, I made a mistake. I put money in it. It's not the dryer I'm going to use, but you should benefit from it. And my jaw just drops to the floor. I'm guessing he's probably in his 70s, just the most pleasant guy in the world. He said, no. I said, well, I'll pay you for it. I don't see a reason why you should have to pay for drying my laundry. He said, no, you make mistakes in life and you pay for them. And I thought, well, I don't think that's exactly what it means, but he was being so kind and so pleasant. I thought that if I tried to force money on him, I would offend him, because he's clearly a kind, generous, warm individual. And I just thought, well, that's kind of cool. So it's one of the things I like about small towns. Less hectic, less busy, more personable. He'd never met me before. I've never met him. And he just goes ahead and does a kind, generous thing and takes full responsibility for what he's done. So, yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention the other thing. I was putting money in the coin machine, and the coin machine malfunctioned and gave me 3/4 instead of 4. And the lady who just walked past over there runs the place. And I asked somebody, I said, it's supposed to give you 3/4 instead of 4. And they said, no. And she wasn't around. So I'm sitting out here just relaxing, doing what I'm doing. And she comes up and says, hey, I hear you only got 3/4 instead of 4. I said, yeah. She just hands me 1/4. No questions asked, no proof, no tough luck. No, it's your problem. You deal with it. So this supports my feeling that the vast majority of people in this world are kind and generous and want to do the right thing. And this just confirms my prejudice that people are fundamentally nice. Now, that does not turn out well sometimes, because obviously there are people who are jerks, but the vast majority of people aren't. Oh, just the last, I love these trees just going up and down the road. It's probably one of the classier things in Pahrump. I'm just showing you the good stuff. So talk to you later, bye.